The city of Santa Fe is in hot water today after failing to meet its audit deadline for 2021 and not accounting for between $4 and $5 million. The state auditors
Strengthening Santa Fe's financial integrity, a new framework for accountability and transparency, prepared by Letitia Montoya, candidate for mayor of Santa Fe.
The state auditor's office is now stepping in after the city's independent public accounting firm essentially fired the city as its client due to a high-risk audit environment. State auditor
Executive summary. Santa Fe's financial management has been broken for too long. Reports from the mid-2000s, between 2014 and 2016, revealed critical failures in the finance department, weak controls, no separation of duties, missing vendor oversight, sloppy reconciliations, and outdated systems that could be manipulated.
State Auditor Brian Colon says this is part of a pattern of years of the city not submitting reports on time and years of letters of concern from the auditor. Colon says it is too early to say if this was intentional or just bad bookkeeping.
As mayor, I will build a new framework of accountability, modern systems, and transparency to restore trust in City Hall. And I bring something unique. In my own business, I serve as the compliance officer. My job is to constantly monitor for risks and fix them immediately.
Waste, fraud, and abuse takes many forms. And I would say that if you can't present your financial house to your auditor, that's abuse.
This comes.
Historical context. In the mid-2000s, the city's finance department was exposed for serious failures. Audit trails were turned off. Employees had unchecked access to financial systems, and vendors were being paid without proper documentation. Reconciliations weren't real reviews. They were just numbers forced to match. And cash handling was so sloppy that shortages and overages went into a communal jar. Leadership has changed since 2016, but the truth is, the root problems were never solved. That's why Santa Fe still faces financial instability today.
Disarray. The state auditor's office and other stakeholders will be stepping in the coming weeks to get the city back on track. A spokesperson for the city released a statement saying in part, "The auditor's guidance is welcome and we recognize the gravity of the situation and take the implications of this development very seriously."
What went wrong in the finance department, 2014 to 2016? Employees could enter vendors, cut checks, and reconcile accounts all by themselves. Audit trails were disabled, meaning no record of changes. Over 80% of vendors had no tax ID numbers, and checks were printed with automatic signatures. Cashiers used slush jars for shortages and overages, sometimes spending the leftovers on lunches. Clerks forced numbers to match bank statements instead of finding missing money. Financial statements were built in Excel by one person with no oversight. My reform agenda: 1. Modernize financial systems. Replace outdated software with a robust ERP system that enforces audit trails, automates reconciliations, and flags suspicious activity. 2. Enforce strong internal controls. No single employee will ever again control an entire transaction. Duties will be separated, access will be restricted, and high-value payments will require dual approvals. 3. Reform procurement and vendor management. Require complete vendor packets with tax IDs and W-9s. End automatic signatures on checks. Make procurement competitive and transparent. 4. Strengthen internal audit and oversight. Establish an independent office of internal audit reporting directly to the mayor and city council audit committee with the authority to enforce corrections. 5. Professionalize cash handling. Written policies across every department. No slush funds. Daily deposits and reconciliations verified by independent staff. 6. Build public transparency. Launch a public financial dashboard updated quarterly. Publish audits and corrective actions online. Hold annual hearings on the city's finances. 7. Foster a culture of integrity and leverage my compliance experience. Staff will receive annual ethics training. Whistleblowers will be protected. Accountability will be built into performance reviews, and I will lead from experience. In my business, as compliance officer, I don't wait for problems to pile up. I look for them, I act fast, and I correct them immediately. That's exactly the vigilance I'll bring to City Hall. Implementation roadmap for 6 months. Bring in ERP vendor, enforce new cash policies, empower internal audit. Year 1. Roll out ERP modules, enforce separation of duties, launch the public dashboard. Year 2. Complete ERP rollout, re-audit high-risk areas, publish results. Years 3 to 4. Build a cycle of continuous improvement, expand transparency, and strengthen procurement permanently. Conclusion. The finance department's failures of the 2014 to 2016 era showed Santa Fe how quickly public trust collapses when accountability is ignored. No audit trails, no oversight, cash literally disappearing into jars. As your mayor, I will combine modern systems, strict accountability, and my own compliance expertise to make sure every taxpayer dollar is protected. The mistakes of the past will never be repeated under my leadership. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I humbly ask for your vote to be the next mayor of Santa Fe. If you'd like to reach me, you can call or text me at 505-644-2227 or send me an email at letitia@letitiaforsantafe.com. I'm always here to listen. Paid by the committee to elect Letitia Montoya for mayor of Santa Fe, Mary Herrera, treasurer.